Thanks for watching County Report this week. I'm Susan Kennedy. Montgomery County Public Schools have chosen a new superintendent. Joshua Starr, now in his 6th year as superintendent of the Stamford, Connecticut school system, will replace Dr. Jerry Wiest as he leaves his post June 30th. School officials say they believe Starr's reputation as sticking close to the data, hard work, and experience working in a diverse community will serve him well as he takes over. The PEPCO working group presented its findings to the council this week. The issue of the reliability of the electric company service has been under scrutiny after major weather events this year and last left thousands of residents without power for days on end. PEPCO's poor performance has resulted in new legislation at the state level designed to hold the company accountable for its reliability.
It underscored what our citizens have known, which is that we're not being well served by PEPCO and that our Maryland Public Service Commission needs to be stronger in support of our citizens. And this report will be delivered to the Maryland Public Service Commission, and we are actively participating before them. The job is the Maryland Public Service Commission's to insist that PEPCO be a best performing utility, and we should be satisfied with nothing less.
There are a number, from vegetation removal to making certain we have an ombudsman at PEPCO, to building in the infrastructure that we need, but more importantly, having greater accountability for oversight to make certain that we reform PEPCO to make it work much more efficiently and effectively than it does today.
We have a pretty good understanding of what's gone wrong and a pretty good understanding of what needs to be done. And most of what needs to be done has to be done by PEPCO, frankly.
The county has a new inspector general. The office was established back in 1997 to oversee the effectiveness of county government and to protect fraud, waste, and abuse in government activities. We spoke to the new inspector general about his goals for his 4-year term.
I really have always been focused on making a positive contribution to government. I'm really anxious to work with this very vibrant council to find ways to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the government, make sure that we look at the operations with an eye toward improving its, making sure that the costs that they're considering are serving the public's best interests.
Councilmember Nancy Navarro has introduced a resolution requesting U.S. officials not to implement the Secure Communities Initiative in Montgomery County. This effort requires the submission of fingerprints of all arrested individuals to the federal government for verification of their immigration status. Councilmember Navarro is the lead sponsor of this resolution.
This program, because it's so ambiguous, it almost just sort of makes it official that now you are part of this program, but the way you implement it is ambiguous. So it has led in other jurisdictions to misinterpretation, to racial profiling, to just widespread fear in communities where now they don't even collaborate with their public safety officials. I think that's where the real problem is, that there is no defined implementation guidelines, and therefore communities feel like they're under siege.
Those opposed to this measure held a rally on the steps of the council office building to voice their concern. Action on this measure is tentatively set for May 3rd. The county's libraries are going high-tech and mobile. They are expanding access to services and program enrollments. Lorna Virgili has taken a trip to one of the libraries, and she tells us about the exciting new tools. Lorna?
Susan, we're in the Rockville Library, and it's obviously very quiet in here, but there is a lot going on in the Montgomery County Public Libraries.
If you have an iPad or an iPhone, you can now have access to all of the services offered by the public libraries at your fingertips. The mobile application BookMine allows on-the-go users to view their accounts.
We know that many Montgomery County residents and cardholders use mobile devices as their primary access to lots of internet services, and the libraries want to be there at their fingertips too. They'll be able to access our catalog to find books and other circulating items that interest them. They'll be able to see their library account so that they can make sure that their items are not overdue.
Aside from the mobile app for services, the library system is offering this year for the first time online registration for the summer reading program.
The summer reading program is intended to promote reading and to encourage kids and families to read together. Studies have indicated that reading during the summer leads to school success and school readiness when children return to school after summer vacation.
The reading program is recommended for all ages, offering reading lists for children and teens and recommended titles put together by librarians. For non-Apple smartphone users, a mobile application is coming for you in the near future. For County Report This Week, Lorna Virgili.
Still ahead on County Report This Week, reaching out to seniors to raise their fire prevention awareness. And our friends at Montgomery County Public Schools bring us a story on the No Child Left Behind Act.
I'm Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer. If you're over 60 and you're looking for a place that has woodworking and ping pong, we'll tell you about it when County Report This Week continues.
Welcome back to County Report. We've been experiencing a lot of bad weather in our region recently. Officer Rebecca Innocenti from Montgomery County Police is here to tell us about an accident that took place as a result of this bad weather. Officer, tell us what happened.
Well, Susan, on April 27th at approximately 7 o'clock p.m., Montgomery County Police responded to the report of a serious accident in the area of Air Park Road in Gaithersburg. Preliminary investigation revealed that a 37-year-old man from Forestville, Maryland, was involved in a single vehicle accident at that location. At this time, the Collision Reconstruction Unit is investigating the crash.
And the date that you mentioned, that was a very rainy night. Any tips that you can offer us as a reminder as how we can be more safe in these types of situations when there is bad weather out there?
Certainly. While the crash is still being investigated, it is clear at this point that the gentleman involved in the crash was not wearing a seatbelt. So clearly, at any time, whether good weather or bad weather, you need to wear your seatbelt.
Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you very much, Officer Rebecca Innocenti, Montgomery County Police. Recently, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue responded to a house fire in Potomac where a heavy fire was found in the kitchen along with an unconscious elderly male. Unfortunately, the 72-year-old man was pronounced dead. Investigators believe the fire originated on the stove after it was left on overnight. Chief Scott Graham told us a task force has been created to find ways to raise fire safety awareness among the senior population.
Over the past 4 years or so, we have had a high amount of senior citizens that have died as it relates to fire in Montgomery County, such that County Executive Isaiah Leggett formed the Senior Citizens Fire Safety Task Force. That task force was composed of fire service professionals, senior citizens, and groups that work with senior citizens throughout Montgomery County. They actually released their task force report, and in that report it identified ways that seniors could help one another become more fire safe.
Among the recommendations, making sure that seniors are aware of the dangers of heaters, warming blankets, and extension cords. Kennedy High School in Wheaton was the site of a community forum attended by a host of educational leaders, both national and local. Chris Cram has the story.
An educational forum on revising the No Child Left Behind Act was held Wednesday at John F. Kennedy High School in Silver Spring, Maryland. U.S. Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan and U.S. Congressman Chris Van Hollen, along with Montgomery County Superintendent Jerry Wiest, joined a group of students, parents, and staff to discuss new strategies to increase student achievement. Secretary Duncan said one of the educational challenges was not a domestic one, but an international one.
The competition is not in Montgomery County or in Maryland or in this country. Jobs and companies are going to go to where the knowledge workers are. And we are simply being out educated by a host of countries right now, South Korea right up there, Finland, Singapore, others that I'm watching very, very closely.
The Secretary called for a $1 billion stimulus to help create a well-rounded and comprehensive curriculum for students, with about $300 million going to areas in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Congressman Chris Van Hollen says this is a critical time in educational reform.
As we make difficult budget decisions, both here and across the country and nationally, how can we make sure that we don't shortchange the critical investment in education?
Superintendent Weiss says the progress has been significant.
We thought it was impossible in education to have Common Core standards. 46 states are moving that away. We thought it was impossible to have predictive analytics, measure college success. The Secretary has moved us quicker, better, faster than any in the other 35 years I've been in the business.
One example of a well-rounded curriculum was demonstrated in a visit to a medical careers classroom at Kennedy High School.
May celebrates Older Americans Month, and Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer checks out the latest at the Rockville Senior Center. Bridget?
That's right. The Rockville Senior Center serves as a hub of activity and learning for the over 60 crowd. We wanted to get the latest on the Senior Center during Older Americans Month and find out how that Senior Center expansion project is going. The center has fun activities going on from the time they open to the time they close.
Well, for me, it's mostly ping pong. I eat lunch here twice a week at 12 o'clock and play ping pong Monday mornings, Thursday afternoons, and Saturday mornings.
I was just doing a search on the internet on wood shops, and I said, wood shop, Gaithersburg, nothing. Wood shop, Rockville. Oh, there's a senior center and they have a wood shop. I live in Gaithersburg. So I raced over here and I got to see this place.
Manager of Senior Services Terry Hilton and Supervisor of Support Services Lorraine Schack talked to us more about the offerings at the center and the details of the new expansion project.
So we really try to take care of all of the needs of an individual, whether they come to the center or they're in their own home. We also have English classes for people who English is not their first language. We have citizenship classes. So we try to meet the needs of seniors regardless of what they might be, of ages 60 to 100 plus.
The popularity of the center has warranted new expansion to house even more activities. The center, which was formerly Woodley Gardens Elementary School, will add over 10,000 square feet to the existing building.
Right here in the corner will be expanded offices, and then the next bump out, so you can see the outline of where it's going to be. The next bump out will be the fitness room, and then the next bump out after that will be the dance and aerobic room, which will have a wood floor like it used to, just a little bit larger. It'll have a separate entrance, a whole new entrance there, and in the middle of it will be new locker rooms. So it's going to be kind of exciting when we open to see all of our new expanded areas. We need the extra room to expand, so we have more equipment and we can handle the number of seniors that we have using the building every day.
It's just a great place, great services available. You don't have to be a member of the Senior Center to participate in the services that we offer, the information and assistance, and we'd love to talk to you and to families of seniors who live in Rockville.
The expansion and renovations are expected to be completed in early fall. To learn more about the Rockville Senior Center and how you can get involved, visit rockvillemd.gov/senior center.
The Clarksburg Infrastructure Working Group has some new ideas on how they think the future development of their community should be paid for. The council created the group to figure out what needs to be funded, the cost, and how to pay for it after the Clarksburg Town Center Special Taxing District was dissolved. We spoke to Councilmember Craig Rice about what the group had to say.
We have to understand that when we move forward, that we do our planning and take heed of some of the mistakes that I think we made as a county in terms of setting up a proper plan that allows for, if we do have a development district that's going to be a part of our process for funding infrastructure, that we lay out a game plan that allows us to accomplish that, knowing that there might be instances in which there's a delay in terms of the amount of housing that comes and supplants that infrastructure. We've got to think about this more than just assuming that every time we build is going to be in the middle of a housing boom.
Still to come on County Report this week, some Montgomery College students get a lesson in diplomacy. And yes, swimsuit season is just around the corner. We'll tell you about how some folks are taking on the challenge to get in shape. Up next on County Report this week. Welcome back to County Report this week. Montgomery College students had an opportunity to learn how to negotiate with Iran from the last U.S. ambassador to Iran, John Limbert. Let's take a look.
Former official at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran,
John Limbert presented his book Negotiating with Iran, Wrestling the Ghosts of History to Montgomery College students. John Limbert has been interested in Iran and its history since his own college student years. Limbert is fluent in Farsi. He has taught in Iranian universities and was one of the 52 diplomats who were held captive during Iran hostage crisis in 1979. Limbert's unique qualities brought Iranian and American students together to discuss the current crisis in their countries and to find ways to break the lack of trust.
I never saw an American who has so much knowledge about an issue about Iran. And I was actually kind of disappointed about some of the opinions that the student gave and the lack of knowledge that Americans have about Iran.
As I did the research for the book, and what I've seen over the last 30 some years is that each side very often has a mirror image, is a mirror image of the other. And very often what we accuse the other side of is the same way that the other side sees us.
Knowledge of each other's history and culture can help both sides to negotiate. Labeling guarantees failure, said Limbert.
I don't think anybody in the world, you can find anybody else in the world that loves American culture as much as Iranians. If the people of America get to see how much Iranians love them, I think that's a way to get to mutual respect and better understanding.
As people seek friendship and mutual respect, their governments, John Limbert explained, are driving their policies for more than 30 years on the road to nowhere. Introducing his experience to the students and dedicating the book to future American negotiators, Limbert hopes for positive changes in the U.S.-Iran relations.
The Gazette kicked off its 7th annual Healthy Challenge competition with participating teams from Montgomery, Prince George's, and Fairfax counties. Over the next few weeks, each team competes for prizes and their progress will be featured in the Gazette newspaper weekly. The competition will involve running a lot of exercise, which will include a 5-mile run. The winner will be chosen at the finale on June 18th.
If you've ever felt that dieting and exercise, you're not alone. Each year, the Gazette newspaper sponsors a Healthy Challenge competition where various contestants in the Washington, D.C. area make lifelong transformations.
The Gazette kicked off its 7th annual Healthy Challenge competition, and all the teams are fired up and ready to reduce some weight. The 3 teams this year from Montgomery, Prince George's, and Fairfax County will work together to get healthy through diet and exercise.
We're not looking for somebody that just wants to fit into a pair of jeans. We're looking at the type of essays that say, I want to be here to be a better role model for my family. I want to be here to see my grandkids grow up. They're in it for the right reason. I want to do this for life.
Over the next few weeks, the progress of each contestant will be featured in the Gazette newspaper. Courtney Jefferson tells us why she signed up for the competition.
I've vacillated between being thin, being healthy, and just because you're thin doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. I chose the challenge because I want to be healthy, not just for myself, but I want to motivate my community.
The success of the Healthy Challenge has brought generous sponsors and partners on board.
I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of partner with our kind of hometown community, help 15 people in the Gazette Challenge get healthy, live a healthier life, and reach their goal weight, and then have those people help the community, which is really the goal.
During the competition, each team will participate in a 5-mile run, public weigh-in, and a fashion show at the finale on June 18th. But for starters, the contestants had a friendly competition to see which team had the most spirit. Let the competition continue towards a healthier lifestyle.
Up next on County Report, Kathy Stanhope will be here with our Pet of the Week. And what to do about those tired-looking tulips. Keep it here on County Report. Thanks for watching County Report this week. Now let's take a look at how Montgomery College is spreading the information bug with its annual Science Day.
Learning is in full effect as the City of Rockville hosts its 22nd annual Science Day at Montgomery College. With information abound, people are treated to intriguing fact, exciting expositions, and dazzling displays at what studies in the fields of science can offer. Sponsored by the City of Rockville, the Rockville Consortium of Science, and Montgomery College, this event housed over 60 exhibits related to the fields of biology, engineering, and chemistry.
Hello, I'm Phyllis Marcuccio. I am the mayor of the great city of Rockville, Maryland, and today is Science Day in Rockville, and boy, have we got a show. We have thousands of people, families with children, adults by themselves. It's a fantastic show. We've got animals, we've got chemistry, we've got robots, we've got the whole field of science are all here, even Einstein and Dr. Stonestreet. It's pretty amazing.
This event is held on Montgomery College's Rockville campus every year. It's designed to promote the interest of science, technology, and mathematics in the community's youth and give them a taste of the opportunities made available from careers in these fields.
I hope that we will get a tremendous number of responses from our community so that we know what to change or improve or not to lose for next year.
From Montgomery College, I'm James McLean.
In our Pet of the Week segment, Kathy Stanhope introduces us to a special feline named Ovaltine.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and I am here with a lap full of cat, as you can see. This is Ovaltine. Oh, I don't know if you can appreciate the size of this cat, but this is a 26-pound cat. Ovaltine has a little bit of a sad story. He was brought here just last week because his owner, unfortunately, is dying of cancer, and Ovaltine has to find a new home. He's 12, he's male, he's very, very sweet, and as you can see, he does need to lose a few pounds. So if you're thinking of maybe losing a little weight yourself and you want someone to do it with you, this would be a good diet companion. He's a very nice guy. He's had a full vet visit, and we are told that his heart is just absolutely sound, and he's been scampering around here at the shelter like a kitten. He's got a lot of life in him. He's a loving cat, and his favorite thing in the world is to just sit in this basket as long as someone's there to sit and pet him. He just loves being pet. Now remember, if you adopt a senior cat like Ovaltine, the county shelter here has very special deals for you. Everybody who adopts a senior cat gets a coupon for a $75 vet visit, so that gets you off on the right foot. And if seniors adopt a senior cat, they also can apply for financial assistance if needed, so they can help cover the expenses for having an animal. And having an animal when you're a senior and home alone maybe, it's really a nice thing. If you do live by yourself and you're getting on in years, having a companion like a mellow cat like Ovaltine here is really, really a very nice thing. It's been proven over and over again that petting an animal like Ovaltine can lower your blood pressure, can just make you have a better outlook on life. And senior citizens really do well with having a very calm animal around. And Ovaltine definitely falls in the category of very, very, very calm. So come down to the Montgomery County Humane Society and visit Ovaltine or another cat just like him, or visit us on the web at mchumane.org or call us at 240-773-5967.
What should you do to maintain your tulip garden after the tulip petals droop and wilt? Phil Normandy from Brookside Gardens is here with some tips.
Hi, I'm Phil Normandy of Brookside Gardens, continuing our series of lessons from a small backyard in this beautiful spring day. Today we have a lesson on tired tulips. This is a typical tired tulip, a single leaf coming from the bulb, no flowers. This is a more typical tulip that we would like to see. That's because tulips are really not great perennializers. They may come back sporadically for several years, but ultimately they lose vigor and die out. What to do about this? The simple answer is tulips are cheap. To get the best blooms, you want to replace them when they start looking like this. When you can have, for about $1 a piece, a really nice display for 2 or 3 years. My recommendation, again, is to junk this as soon as these have finished flowering. Don't wait till they die down, you won't know where they are, and then start again in the fall with fresh bulbs. They're taking up a lot of valuable garden space and not really giving you any bang for your buck.
For more information, visit brooksidegardens.org. That does it for County Report this week. Tune in again next week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.
A dramatic new exhibit at the King Street Gallery on MC's Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus explores the meaning of making art with works by Mark Eisendrath, Greg Minot, and Mundo Ortega. The exhibit is free and open to the public. The public is invited to attend Montgomery College's annual Holocaust commemoration May 3rd on the Rockville campus. This year's program features 2 Montgomery County survivors who will share their experiences. Art student Janelle Batkin is a true MC success story. Batkin credits her MC art classes with helping her progress toward her master's degree in art conservation and also for helping her secure a position as the art collection manager at the David Driscoll Art Center at the University of Maryland. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website.